Let me say congratulations on the film. I've had a chance to sit down and watch it, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So tell us a little bit about where the idea came about for in the first place to do a horror movie, but to use such a high profile news case to infuse with that horror story.
Yeah. Well, the Epstein stuff was so horrifying that it seemed to lend itself well to that kind of story. And beyond that, I've always just been, a real fan of genre cinema and horror movies. So that I don't know. That was
Yeah.
the kind of movie I wanted to make, I guess.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your love of genre cinema. Where did that come from? Because the influences are so present in this film. It's one of the reasons why I loved it. Where did you first fall in love with genre cinema, and especially Italian cinema? Because there's a real strong Italian feel to this film.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I've loved horror movies since I was like a kid. Since probably since I like wasn't allowed to see The Exorcist, and like I think they like remastered The Exorcist, and I saw a trailer for it when I was in like fourth grade or something, and I remember that shot of Linda Blair going down the stairs in a back bend, um, and I thought that was just so I would have killed to see The Exorcist and wasn't allowed to, um, and I think as a child I've always been drawn to violence and abjection and like wanting to see the most fucked up shit, like being on the internet, going on like rotten.com and stuff. It's always just been part of my personality, I guess.
Yep.
The Giallo stuff is kind of, they say never correct an accident in your favor, but I was not really that influenced by like Argento or like Giallo movies. That all sort of happened kind of organically, and maybe in a bit probably from like referencing with Hunter, my cinematographer, like De Palma and stuff, who obviously references Giallo. But that was what really wasn't like at the forefront of my thinking about Scary.
Yeah. Going back to the screenwriting with this as well, was there ever anything that kind of scared you about touching the Epstein case because of the things that have happened to people that have investigated it and things like that? Was there ever any part of you that was kind of a little bit scared to touch on it?
Oh my God, what's happened to people who have investigated that?
Oh, just we've heard some stories here in Australia about journalists that have been warned about getting too close to it and things like that. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, really?
Yeah,
You guys are
yep.
so far in Australia. I wasn't scared, but I'm really brave.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hope I don't get murdered or something. That would suck. But I think it'd be, dangerous for them
Yep.
to murder me at this point. I've been so vocal.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the casting, because you got the casting 100% right. Just tell us a little bit about how you went with those leads and also what it was like to act with them, seeing you were acting alongside them.
Yeah, well, Madeline Quinn, who plays Noelle, is my co-writer. So we wrote the film together and knew each other really well, wrote the movie for ourselves. So that was kind of a no-brainer. And then when Betsy, we had gone out to some other actresses, and then when I saw Betsy in a film that her brother made called Assholes. Her brother's name is Peter Vack. And he made this very transgressive movie called Assholes that Betsy did all sorts of really depraved stuff in. So I knew that she would sort of be a good fit for Scary, and that she was a very like embodied and trusting actress. And we were friendly in our own way. I wasn't as close with her as I was with Maddie, obviously, but we had a relationship, and I think I really tried to just make her feel safe enough on set to do the things that she did.
Yeah. I was going to talk to you a little bit about that. You all have to go to some pretty dark places in this film. How do you prepare yourself for some of those scenes where you have to go to some of those really, really dark places?
I don't know. I mean, I can't really speak for Betsy. I don't know how she, summoned those sorts of things. She's very talented, obviously. I think Maddie is kind of a naturally violent person, and she just really enjoyed. She didn't have to do a lot of prep. She was really to get in there, and but yeah, she can be, she has like chaotic predispositions, so she was like very well suited to like pretend to stab someone a bunch of times, or like punch me in the face. And I just was really doing my best, like trying to juggle everything else I had to do.
Yeah. With Betsy, though, as director of the film, did you sit down and talk to her before those scenes? And then how do you turn off after those scenes as well? Like, what was that like on set after those scenes? How do you turn off and go back to regular life again?
Yeah, I did. I mean, we spoke a lot about, her character, those possession sequences. Specifically, though, she was given a lot of freedom, and she had a really good relationship with Hunter, my DP. And I, even as an actress, think like oftentimes the relationships between cinematographers and actors is more important than the one between directors and actors, because they work so much more closely in the way that Scary was shot with so much handheld, and like there was this really nice synthesis happening with Hunter and Betsy that yielded a lot of really beautiful footage. I was definitely like drinking a lot, but when you're, there's no like, when you're making an indie movie or like a low budget movie, whatever. I mean, we shot for like 19 or so days, basically without stopping. So there is no really like going back to normal life until you're done. And for me, with like posts and everything, that was like a protracted process. But I was, I would drink a lot, yeah.
Yeah. There's such a natural feel to the film as well. Did you all stay in the apartment or anything like that while you were filming as well?
Maddie, I mean, the house belonged to my producer, Mark, who plays Greg in the film, his mother. So she was living there while we were shooting it, and I think he was staying there some of the time. Maddie and I definitely spent a night or two there. But I don't know. That's probably why it felt like so lived in, because we were all spending so much time there, yeah.
Yeah. And how do you feel now that the film is coming out to audiences? Because, like I said, it's such a great film. Are you nervous now it's coming out? Are you excited that it's opening up in countries like Australia?
I'm excited, yeah. I'm definitely excited to see how it plays in Australia. I really wish that I could go to some screenings and stuff. I'm excited to get people back to the movies, which people haven't been able to do for a long time. But it has been I made it 2 years ago, so part of me is also excited I'm enjoying it, but I'm like ready to be done with it.
Yeah, well, Australians are huge fans of horror. I don't know if you know that, but Australians love genre cinema. It's probably one of our biggest exports as well, is what they call the Ozploitation films. So what would you like to say to everybody here in Australia before they go and see the film?
Have fun. I don't know. I hope you like the digs at the Royals.
Oh, definitely. I think Australians are going to love that. Australians have got a very kind of black sense of humour, so I think they're absolutely going to really, really enjoy that. So, so what next for you as director? Seeing we've got a couple of minutes left, what next for you as director now?
I have another movie that I want to make. I have a couple things that are like in development that are. The next one I want to make is genre, but less political, I guess. And some other like ideas I have they're less genre but more thriller, but all kind of in that mode. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Dasha, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. I know we're right out of time, but thank you so much. And again, congratulations on such a fantastic film.